Would you like to know how to turn your content into a global machine and to expand your business? So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how to glocalize your content when expanding your business. Now, make sure to watch until the very end to see how you can incorporate this into your own business. Hey guys, Danny Vega here. Welcome back yet to another video. Now, because of the internet, any small brand can go global. With an online store or a platform, you can reach the depth of the world as long as there is an internet connection. If you own a business, this means the opportunity to reach a massive audience. This is what many people refer to as globalization, which means extending your business to grow on an international scale. But do you know that there's a new technique that's getting a lot of traction? You might have guessed it, you might have not. Glocalization. No, that is not a typo and I am not mispronounced. Glocalization is a thing. Whether you're a big brand or a startup company that caters to several markets, glocalization can benefit you. So what exactly is this weird word? Glocalization is a word that combines the word global and local. This means while your business is available to the global market, you're still addressing the needs and the wants of your local consumers. In this day and age, it's not enough to be a global product for everyone wherever they are in the world. You also have to be relevant to the local markets where you are available. But isn't that difficult and so expensive? Well, if you're a major global brand like McDonald's or Microsoft, glocalization is something that your business can absolutely afford. However, if you're just on the edge of expanding your business and getting into foreign markets, it might be confusing on how to go about glocalizing your content strategy. So how do you effectively apply glocalization? So that's what this video is all about. I'm going to share with you 5 useful tips to keep in mind when working through your glocalization strategy. Number 1, understand the culture and nuances of your target market. So one of the most important things that you need to know is your target market well. You have to conduct thorough research to really learn about a local country or an area. While there are universal concepts that work for everyone, some cultures are just totally different. Just copy and pasting your strategy can actually get you in trouble. What could be polite for one culture may turn out to be impolite for another. For example, if you're invited to an event, the polite thing to do in the US is to arrive on time. Arriving on time means you value other people's time. This is also true when you're in Germany. However, in other cultures, arriving on time can be deemed inappropriate. While it's not necessarily rude, guests invited to a party are expected to arrive a few minutes late to ensure the host is not rushed or still running around trying to get everything ready. Another example of this is when it comes to tipping in restaurants. In America, you are expected to tip servers. When you don't tip, it's like you don't appreciate their work and you're pretty stingy. But in Japan, tipping is not customary. Tipping could be considered insulting to the person that you're giving the tip to because it's as if you're implying that that person needs an extra reward or money for doing their job. What does this have to do when writing your content? With whatever product or services that you have, you need to connect to your customers when writing content. To better connect with them, understanding their culture is essential. This can help you not only adjust the way that you deliver your content, but also in adapting your product or your service to be better received by your target consumers. For example, if you are a chocolate company publishing content on Valentine's Day, writing about showing your affection by giving your partner a kiss in public may seem like a normal thing. However, if you are publishing this content to readers based in the Middle East, public displays of affection may be considered an offense to public decency. Remember, what might make sense for an American audience won't necessarily work in a foreign reader or vice versa. You're going to need to take into account the culture of where you're expanding as well as who's going to be reading it. Number 2, be careful about direct or literal translation when localizing to another language. Language is a huge part of a country's culture. People who speak the same language have a sense of community. It's a factor that can tie and unite people together. That's why translating your existing content is a great way to glocalize your content. But maybe you're wondering, is English not enough? Many people already understand English, so why do I need to translate it? Yes, there are already many countries where English is a marketing language that is widely accepted. However, there are still many countries where it is also necessary to adapt your content to their local language. This applies to several countries all around the world, including countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Using the local languages in many of these countries makes your brand even more relatable. It's as if you're one of them and you understand them. Plus, it also shows that you're making an effort for them. This not only improves brand awareness, but can also develop brand loyalty. loyalty. You have to keep in mind though, that language translation is not as straightforward as a direct translation. In fact, language translation can be very tricky. If not done right, wrong translation can make you look unprofessional and damage your credibility as a brand. But you might be thinking, come on, there's Google Translate. How hard can it be? You see, I'm all for technology, and I too agree that Google Translate is amazing. However, it is also very important to take note that not every word, sentence, or idea can be directly translated to another local language. There are English phrases, for example, that would not make sense if literally translated. Or even if there is a direct translation, the idea in itself may not be appropriate for your target audience. Here's an example. In America, everyone understands what the term cold turkey means. When you say, she quit smoking cold turkey, most people know that she means that she suddenly stopped smoking altogether. But when you translate this literally to another language, the literal translation will definitely not make sense. What does a winged animal or its temperature have to do with smoking cigarettes? This is a term that may be common knowledge in the US, but will be illogical when literally translated word for word. That's why when you need to translate to a local language, make sure that you're not just directly translating. You have to talk to a local language expert who will not only translate it literally, but can also be someone who deliver your thoughts and ideas effectively in a manner that that local audience will be able to understand and relate to. An alternative is to hire a local person who can check the automated translations for you, which I'll discuss next. Number 3, get a local person on your team to do quality control. For many businesses, especially those that are just starting their growth, hiring entire local teams may not be feasible. There's a lot of time, cost, and effort involved when you do this. And if you really don't have the resources, it's convenient to not just do it at all. But there's always a way to compromise. You don't exactly need to hire an entire team when you Glocalize. An alternative is to find locals who can act like consultants to quality control your content. When you have someone on the ground who can give you advice on whether your content is effective or at least acceptable, then this can save you a lot of time, stress, anxiety, and even trouble. It can also give you the confidence in publishing more content. Plus, you might even find that hiring a local person may not be as expensive as you think. If you're a business based in America, then you're also going to find that getting local employees in a foreign market that you cater to could actually save you money. But budget aside, I want to highlight that there is a primary benefit to getting a local person to go over your content. That is a great investment and also a business decision. Number 4, be conscious about the time zones of local audiences. Whether you're publishing on social media or you're sending a sales email, there's also an ideal time and date to send your published content in order for it to get more reach and more clicks. For example, many experts recommend publishing Instagram posts between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And for sales emails, sending them between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. is recommended. Now, these recommendations are based on previous data gathered. By following guidelines, you can maximize your content better and reach more people. When you are targeting a local market, you have to take note of the time zone differences when following these guides. This applies even if you're just within the United States. For example, if you're a business based in LA and you're sending a sales email to customers in Madrid, Spain, you have to remember that 9 a.m. is not their 9 a.m. in that part of the world. Or if you're publishing a Facebook ad targeting Japanese customers, you wouldn't want to post at the dead of the night when most of your target customers are asleep. Being mindful of a local time zone seems like a very simple thing to do, but you'll be surprised at how many businesses seem to neglect this. Number 5, make sure that your core brand message remains even when glocalization. When you're glocalizing, you have to make sure that your core values remain even if you adapt to different foreign markets. Sometimes when you try to adapt your product, service, or your brand, it's easy to get carried away. I know that your intention is good. You want to become more connected to your local audience. That's what I keep saying. However, while it's beneficial to be relevant to local consumers, you still have to find the right balance so you don't lose your brand identity. You can't localize to the point that you're already going off brand and you have other customers that don't even recognize you anymore. If this happens, you're going to be at risk or alienating those who like the original version of you. Remember, the goal is to glocalize and not to have an entire brand identity altogether. So there you have it. 5 tips on how to glocalize your content when expanding your business globally. If you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe somewhere here. Also, be sure to check dannyvega.com for more tips and strategies on growing your business through digital marketing. So let me know, which of these 5 glocalizing strategies are you going to try right away? Or if you need any additional help, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.